it has been reported that there's been 26 billion cases of fraud with the bounce back loan. How much will it cost you as a UK taxpayer? Hi everyone, my name is Simon Misiewicz from Optimise Accountants. I'm here to help you grow your wealth whilst reducing your tax liability. And in this section, I'm going to be talking about the bounce back loan. How much is being caused by fraud, what is going on, and how much will it cost you as a taxpayer? Now, the big thing is about this is there are ways of legitimately claiming the bounce back loan. You can do that for business purposes, and we talk about that on our free community for 7 days, which you can engage with me every Wednesday to ask your tax-related question to save tax. There are a bunch of videos, articles on there, documents, templates that can help you reduce your tax liability and earn more money. So make sure you check out the link below this video and start with the 7-day free trial to our online tax community. Now, I've created a video of how you can apply for a bounce back loan. So make sure you check out that video. That's appearing above my head right now or below this video description. And I've given you another video, a bit of a yin and the yang, if you like, where I talk about one way that you should apply for the bounce back loan, but then many reasons why you shouldn't. So it is a good way to look at the positives and the negatives of the bounce back loan. So make sure you check out that video so you can make an informed decision. There is a link to the British Business Bank just below this video, which describes the eligibility of the loan, the conditions that need to be adhered to, etc. So make sure you do read that website before you do anything else. I do want to talk about the eligibility criteria, etc. The criteria is that you must be in trade, whether you're self-assessment or you're a limited company, before March 2020. The idea is that you have been affected financially by COVID-19, which means that you have less income coming through the door. You have to be based in the UK, and 50% of the income needs to be from trade activities. So in that regard, we're talking about growing a business. Now, it could be that you're a consultant, you're selling products online. All of those aspects of trade activities does mean that you're eligible for the bounce back loan. I have seen people who are landlords, property investors also claim the bounce back loan. I'm not saying it's a yes or a no on either side. I certainly think it lends its hand more to property developers than it does property investors. But I would always ask your bank to find out whether you can get this bounce back loan, irrespective of what activity you do. The purpose of the loan is for business purposes, and it can be used for business refinancing. Please note that I am saying here business refinancing. It's not really designed to help you personally. So it's not there to pay your tax return bill. It's not there to pay your personal credit cards off. That's not the purpose of the bounce back loan. And the application process, you can easily go to your local bank manager and ask them to go through the 2-page document to help you through that process. Now, what is going on with the bounce back loans? Well, there's been reported by the BBC and a number of other sources that say that the crime associated with the bounce back loan is £26 billion. How are they being caused? And by the way, I'm not advocating that anyone does this, but I think it's worth identifying what the crime is, so that if you do hear people talk about it, that maybe you should be telling people about, not to do that, or indeed, maybe if you've got someone that you think is not a pleasant person, is committing crime on purpose, then maybe you should contact the police about that. the many reports that are being mooted on the BBC website is around people using bounce back loans to purchase cars, watches, jewelry. They don't have a legitimate business, so they are setting up limited companies using other people's data, mainly dormant companies, and then trying to manipulate the details of that dormant company, claiming it as their own because it's been set up pre-March. And because now they've got all these limited companies, they're claiming a bounce back loan for every limited company with absolutely no intention of paying that bounce back loan. And there are going to be some viewers that think, well, that's not really good. That's going to be a real negative and talks about your personal values. There are going to be people that watch this video and think, well, what a great idea. And I would ask you to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself this question am I legitimately a good person? Because if you're not stealing from the government, you're stealing from me. You're stealing from the person next to you. You're stealing the person that goes to work every single day. You're stealing from your friends and your family. It's theft. And that is all it is all about. There is another case whereby someone's been arrested. So in terms of this, it's the first arrest associated with these kind of things. And again, this particular scam was, again, using limited companies, putting a case to say that they've got a bounce back loan, they're in business, when they fully aware they were not in business in the first place. So they were setting up these bogus companies, as I've described before, and away they go in terms of their fraud claims. No intention at all of paying this money back. Only you will be. And again, another £110,000. We saw reports of people buying cars. And funny enough, one of the worst cases I saw around this particular article and the other articles was around someone who's on self-assessment. So they managed to get their data, acquire a loan in that person's name, did a redirect so that the money came to them. And because it's self-assessment, there's less checks that are being done. So they was able to get this bounce back loan in the name of someone else. This person then got a letter to say, right, your repayments will be X for when it starts, which I think is March 2021. You can imagine their shock and horror when you get this letter and you have not even made a claim for the bounce back loan. Interesting enough, another article talks about someone trying to make a purchase of a Porsche, £41,000, and they hadn't even seen the car. They tried to buy it on the phone. So they didn't really want to go to the car warehouse showroom. And the car manager on duty at the time clearly understood that there's something really dodgy going on, because who would on earth would buy a Porsche just by the phone call? So there's clearly something whereby someone's trying to money launder. Money laundering is getting money from criminal activities, which tax evasion and getting loans on false pretense is money laundering, then trying to wash that money through in a legitimate purchase of a Porsche, which is still a criminal activity. They shot them in, and lo and behold, they were then spoken to, and quite right too. So be careful whenever you're seeing someone that is making boasts that they're doing this. Do be aware that it's not... you shouldn't be patting them on the back. You shouldn't be saying, oh, well done, congratulations. Because ultimately what's happening, as this graph will show you, or this chart, is that you are now legitimately giving them £433.33 out of your own money. So you're saying, oh, well done, yeah, what a great idea, potentially. And you're basically saying, well, it's okay, yeah, take my £433. So think of it that way. If you do hear people doing bounce back loans on a fraudulent basis, 26 billion will cost you as an individual £433. It is not something to boast about. It's something to be shamed about. I'm personally recording this video. I appreciate I'm going to get some negative people or cynical people or people that commit crime giving me real harsh comments on this video, and I get that. But equally, there are multi-million people out there that try and get through business, try and get through their employment, doing the best that they can with values and principles. And they're the ones who've been penalised by the activities of those charlatans out there. If you want to talk about your business and indeed the bounce back loan, there are ways that you can engage with our services. So make sure that you check out the links for that using the code YouTube25 to get your 25% discount. I appreciate this is probably a little bit dour in terms of news, but it is worth highlighting what the bounce back loan fraud cases are so you can become more aware of it and then hopefully save yourself some tax by shopping those people in. But if you've enjoyed this video from a perverse type, so give me a thumbs up. But equally, give me your comments. If you've heard people doing this kind of scam, then do drop in. Let's have a conversation about it. I think we need to be promoting the fact that there are so much money scams going on at the minute. We need to put a stop to it because ultimately the government will stop us making these loans going forwards if there are so many fraud cases. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that every time I release a new video, you will be notified. So until next video, my name is Simon Misiewicz from Optimise Accountants. I'll see you again soon.